Follow the money. That's what I always say. You always follow the money.
Yeah. This is Follow the Money with Mitch Moss and Pauly Howard on VSiN.
Welcome aboard. Thanks for watching, as always, on YouTube TV, listening on Sirius XM Channel 158, iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio, or any of our great affiliates across the country. In this hour, we will react to Monday Night Football last night. 10-7 Eagles, dominating defensive performance. Well, both teams were actually defensively, but that's coming up in about 15. Paul Stone, best bets in college football in 30. And we'll take you inside our Pizzeria with some long shot bets in 45 minutes. Right now, great card on Veterans Day. By the way, happy Veterans Day to everybody who served this country over the years. I had plenty of people in my family who did. And it's November 11th with this many great college basketball. I mean, this is just phenomenal. And Max Hofmeyer joins the program now, does a great job with shot quality bets, and he is on the progressive guest line. Max, good afternoon. Thanks for the time today. How are you?
Oh, I'm great. And, like you said, there's a bunch of college basketball games on, so I'm super excited to talk about them today.
Let's start with this one. Again, playing very early in the season, Louisville opened up a 3.5-point favorite against Kentucky. Wildcats have been pretty damn impressive so far this year, but now this number is up to the Ville Lane 6, and the total from 166.5 to 173.5, or maybe even 174. What do you think about this game?
Yeah, if you're a fan of new era analytical basketball, this is the one for you. You should be watching this one. Like you said, we've had some movement on this one, and a little earlier this year they're playing than last year, but last year's game had 63 pointers combined. I would expect something similar like that here. Again, both teams want to shoot the three, and I'm not surprised that Louisville is seeing the money move in the market here, because they do have some really good three-point shooting. Ryan Conwell comes in from Xavier, where he shot 41% on 240 attempts. And then the year before that, he was a 40% shooter on 260 attempts at Indiana State. Isaac McNeely comes in from Virginia, 44% on 552 attempts, 3 years at Virginia. So not only, having a high shooting percentage is one thing, but being able to do it at that volume is another. And with all this three-point shooting, I think we get a lot of variance in this one. So this should be a good one to live bet. A 10-point lead is not safe in this game. You could blink and it's gone.
Very good. Another good game. Texas Tech and Illinois. A 7-point move to the total on the over, 161.5 up to 168.5. Illinois lane 4 in some spots. What are your thoughts on this game?
Yep, I'm playing Texas Tech and the dog here. I think they win outright. Right now, being at like 4.5, they're saying, take out the home court. They would say Illinois is the better team on a neutral, which I'm not so sure it's that close. Illinois has got a big upgrade due to blowing out, two nobodies, which I don't necessarily think they deserve, because Illinois is going to run drop coverage, and they're going to pressure the three-point line. Take that away, because they're not worried about getting beat, because they got big 7-footers in the middle of the paint to take away those rim shots and force, inferior opponents to take bad shots. So, and speaking of those big 7-footers, Tomislav Ivicic is going to miss this one too. I think that hurts. So I could see JT Toppin, who's one of the best players in the country, taking advantage of that as well. And Texas Tech really doesn't even want to attack the rim. Last year, they were 356 or 352nd in rim frequency. So I don't think they'll be too fazed by Illinois' drop coverage. And you're not going to suffocate Texas Tech like you did to those inferior teams. So I'm taking Texas Tech. I think they win outright.
Very good. I'm going to be in the same camp here as well. How high are you overall, long picture here, big picture on Texas Tech? In your opinion, worthy of a bet to maybe make the Final Four? They had the champs, Florida, on the ropes to get to the Final Four a year ago.
Yep, I like Final Four. I've got them in my Final Four. Them and UConn are the two teams that I thought had a little value before the season for Final Four and championship that, weren't necessarily the top, but maybe a little down the odds, not your Houston or Purdue's. And, like right now, Kentucky's number 1 in KenPom. So I'd be looking at those two teams right now.
There's a lot going on with Murray State and SMU. The total opened 175. It's down to 163. And you got a great number, as it was up to 13, 12.5. And now SMU's down to 10. What's the case for the dog here?
Yeah, I like Murray State. I still think you can take it. I think this one's single digits. Ryan Miller, the coach from Murray State, comes in from Creighton. And like Illinois, they also run that drop coverage. They take away 3-pointers, and SMU really doesn't want to shoot threes anyways. So it's hard to beat teams, by margin like that, especially when Murray wants to shoot threes and they have the talent to do it. I think they're a favorite to win the Missouri Valley. And SMU played Texas A&M Corpus Christi already. They were favored by 23.5. They only won by 11. Mm-hmm. And our shot quality scores, we spit out an expected score based on the quality of shots taken. And we had Corpus Christi we had SMU only beating them by 7. So we had that a little closer than we expected. Murray State also has, they get Fred King back, their starting 5. He missed game 1, came back last game. He looked good to go. And their 4-man is a freshman from France. And he was kind of an intriguing question coming into this year. And so far he meets the eye test. I think he's a fun watch. And, maybe tonight he gets a little more national exposure if they can keep this one close. So as long as Murray doesn't shoot, abysmal from 3, I think they can stay in this one.
Great analysis. Follow the money here on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. Our guest, Max Hofmeyer, with Shot Quality Bets. He's on the Progressive Guest Line. Late night action tonight, 10 o'clock Eastern on ESPN. Good game on the West Coast. Creighton against Gonzaga. The Zags off a 15-point win against Oklahoma. This opened up 9.5. Now money here on the Bulldogs are up to 11.5, and the total is 165. You bet the Zags here minus 10. Is 11.5 still worthy of a bet in your opinion?
Yep, it's still definitely worth a bet. I think they win by 15 plus. That Oklahoma game I came away really impressed. They went wire to wire, never really threatened Oklahoma coming back in that game. And a common theme tonight, Ryan Miller, used to coach at Creighton. I've talked about the Creighton, Illinois drop. Well, Creighton is going to do that drop zone too. And the only difference is now Ryan Kalkbrenner is not the one standing under the hoop. And he was, in my opinion, one of the best shot alterers of all time, because he would do it without fouling. It didn't always show up in the blocks, but he just always made you uncomfortable. And I'm a little suspect about trying to replace that with Owen Freeman, who comes in from Iowa. So I don't expect Gonzaga to have any problems here scoring. I think they put up a big number. So I don't think 15 plus. There's a reason it's this high, and I think 15 plus is certainly within reach.
Very strong. Let's dive really deep here. Your best bet is on Santa Barbara tonight against Sacramento State. They're laying, currently the number is 7.5. Why do you like them?
Yeah, it came down a little bit. This is one of the most intriguing games. When you're betting college basketball in November, it takes a lot of speculation. We don't have data on these teams, but not only does it take speculation, you have to have conviction on your predictions. And this is a team that Sacramento State hired Mike Bibby, the Sacramento King great. And this is a team that I've been looking to fade. And the 3-man weave guys did a great conference preview here on this one, which brought it to my attention. The last time he has no D1 coaching experience. The last time he was a head coach of any basketball team was 2019, 2020. He coached at Hillcrest Prep in Phoenix. He lasted 10 games before mutual parting away. So that was the first major red flag question mark. So I circled this one. They've already played 2 games, and it was against non-D1 teams. And both games were tied within 25 minutes of this game. So they ended up pulling ahead late of those non-D1 opponents, but I did not see any reason to back down from my theory. But other than that, all of those questions, I know what UC Santa Barbara is. I don't have many questions with them. Joe Pasternak, he's been there for 9 years, an average 137 finish in KenPom. He brings in Aiden Mahaney, which might be a familiar name. He went out, tried it at UConn, didn't really work out. I know he can play in this league. I think he's a great fit here, and I wouldn't be surprised if he wins, Big West Conference Player of the Year. They returned 2 key starters to give him some continuity. So this is a team that I trust going up against a team with a lot of question marks. So, I think they win this one by 10 plus.
Awesome. Tell everybody what they can find with Shot Quality Bets, Max.
Yeah, shotqualitybets.com. basically, I always say a basketball game paints three pictures. It's what you watch, it's what's in this box score, and what was expected to happen. Shot Quality does a great job of doing both the box score and the advanced analytics about what was expected to happen based on the quality of shots taken, with player location data, who's getting open shots, where are they taking them on the floor, because not all shots are created equal. And we use this data not just for pregame, but right now, while we're accumulating data on these teams, we have live data as well. So tonight at like about 7:45, we'll go live when these games go to halftime, and we'll take a look at the actual score, the shot quality expected score, and then we'll bet on those teams using, regression analysis. So it's a fun time to hang out if you're curious about the product and, want to learn more and see how we use it in action.
Awesome stuff. You can follow Max on X. He's at Hoffy8121. Thanks, Max. Best of luck tonight.
Yep. Thanks for having me.
There you go.
Thank you.
He was on the Progressive Guest Line. Great breakdowns there of those games. Best bet against Santa Barbara, 7.5 tonight against Sacramento State.
How about the movement with these totals in the marquee games?
Yeah. What are you seeing? Like double-digit points on multiple games?
Yeah. 12-point move on a Murray State.
All right.
Big one on the 11-point move on the Wake Forest Michigan game. Big move on the Kentucky total, the Texas Tech total.
Right. Yeah, some of the stuff early on in college basketball is absolutely bonkers. Yeah. IU Indy played today.
Yes.
I didn't see a number on the game because they were playing Columbus, but
70-some points in the second half alone. They play Friday afternoon now.
Yep. All right, there is some silver lining that exists with Green Bay. It's not all doom and gloom. I'll explain that coming up next.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Coming up in 15 minutes, we'll get some best bets in college football from Paul Stone, fresh off a 4-0 week here on the program. Find out what he likes coming up at that time. Monday Night Football from last night, super low scoring, obviously scoreless at halftime. Still looking for a no touchdown in the first half number, what that could have been. But always worth throwing a little bit of pizza money on in some of these primetime games. Great defensive performance, I thought, from both teams. Here is my silver lining for Green Bay. They got a little bit lucky. I don't think Jackson Dart's going to play this week.
Yep, that's big.
That's the only thing I can come up with, Pauly, because it was another bad offensive game from them. Love did not look good. LaFleur, my God almighty, the decisions this guy makes from time to time. Mm-hmm. And I'm telling you right now, they're losing to the Giants if Dart's healthy. And I think then they miss the playoffs. But with Russell Wilson, that's a huge break if Dart doesn't go.
Well, it's not like you're going against great defenses either. That's the other thing. Now, I'm saying now Philly's got a good defense, but I'm talking about the Carolina performance. I'm talking about what happened against Cincinnati. They couldn't put the Bengals away. And they let them hang around. That Flacco had just been acquired on a Tuesday, and they threw him in there. And what happened against the Browns and just going through the motions with some of these performances and taking their time and silly turnovers as well. So there is still 3-1 available to miss. I would think they should be able to handle the Vikings and Bears at home, but the way they look offensively and with some key injuries, I can't say that now, and how big the Kraft injury has been and how Love makes mistakes. And it didn't occur to me until the media kind of brought it up and asked them the question about, if they miss the playoffs here, you have to worry about LaFleur's situation and does he come back?
Right.
Because the defense is too good and they have too many pieces and too many good players for this to happen and occur and go out there to lose like you did at home and now drop 3 games, 10-7, 16-13, and 13-10 is unacceptable.
Well, I got to tell you, if this team lost as a 13-point favorite at home to Carolina, I'm not going to call any game that they play winnable. Or a game that I got to circle and say play the schedule game, that's going to be a win. Chalk it up for them.
Fair. That's
they can
fair.
Lose anybody that they play on the schedule. Mm-hmm. So, again, they have lost. There are 3 games this year that they've lost. The opponent has been held to 16 points or fewer. That is incomprehensible to actually have that kind of a record. And Jordan Love is obviously at fault for a lot of that as well. The play calling we can get into as well. But overall, when you look at that trend, 1-3 overall this year when the opponent is held to fewer than 16 points. The rest of the NFL is 61-5 straight up and 59-7 ATS. We're getting into one of your favorite stats going back the last couple of years has been Justin. He finally won a game.
Yeah.
But Justin Fields never had a single win to his name when the opponent would score 21 points or more. He did a couple of weeks ago, finally. But that's what we're talking about here with Jordan Love.
There's a lot of similarities to what's going on with the Bills. Where you're talking about the Bills missing the playoffs now and the inconsistencies, what we're seeing and the problems that they have. So they have nice wins. They dominated Detroit to start the season. They look good for a half at times. The Bills just beat the Chiefs. Now the Bills couldn't beat the Dolphins. And the Bills just had the benefit of playing that easy schedule and so many cupcakes to pad their resume and at least get wins that I don't think 8-1 to miss is that crazy. Now what also happened is the Lions are now $1.50 to win the division. And with the win, the Eagles are plus 195 to get the 1 seed. Rams still haven't played Seattle. Rams also have some tough games coming up. Rams have to also play Tampa Bay at home. And Philly, you haven't even played Washington. There's 2 wins. You play the Cowboys again. That figures to be a win. And here you are. You haven't even played good football. Barkley has 1 game, over 90 yards rushing, and they're the favorites to get the 1 seed.
I'm telling you right now, and by the way, they're the short shot at a couple of books now to win the NFC as well. This conference is so stacked, right? With the Rams and with the Seahawks and with the Lions. That is the last thing any of those teams can afford to do, is have to go and play through Philadelphia in the playoffs.
Right. Now, my takeaway is Detroit's going to beat them Sunday.
That would be huge for them.
I think that's going to happen, yes.
But if they don't,
oh boy.
Then, by the way, then the Eagles play the Bears on Black Friday. They'll be a nice favorite in that game. They might sweep the NFC North. That's a pretty big feather in their cap.
Mm-hmm.
And then they'll have tiebreakers over any of those teams that will come out and be in the playoffs, obviously. But, and like you said, the Rams still have this. What if the Rams and Seahawks split? You're right, because the Commanders are not going to beat the Eagles right now in their current form. That's not going to happen. The Cowboys' defense is so bad. Maybe they give them a game, but I doubt they win it overall. So, like, it's starting to open up now for this team overall, and they haven't even done anything offensively other than, 2 games.
Why are they going to break out of it, though? Your concerns about Patullo are they're legitimate.
Yeah,
because you go back, it was the second half against the Rams, and then what happened in that second half performance against the Broncos when Barkley didn't have any touches or carries.
Right.
Like, you run the ball up 14. What are you doing? And they blew that game. But the defense is nasty. Acquiring Phillips was a great move. But you still don't see much from A.J. Brown. And Barkley, 22 carries for 60 yards. What is going on here?
No. Well, here's the key to the entire thing for Philadelphia. Because Phillips now came in last night, made his mark already in that game, they look like a team that could be close to having the same pass rush they had last year. Remember, they never had to blitz Mahomes in the Super Bowl. They absolutely killed that team. So if they get that pass rush back to close to where it was a year ago, they can win games by scoring 17 points every week because the defense is going to be so good.
I also agree with a lot of tweets and people were saying, too, while it was going on, Green Bay shouldn't have scored. Fangio went soft there. That was a bad job. He went too conservative, and it made it too easy for Love and the Green Bay offense on that touchdown drive.
But I got to be honest now, it was a terrible job by both coaching staffs late in that game.
Yes, it was.
Because, yes, LaFleur, it looks bad for him. The rushing to the line on 4th and short, clock is at about minute 27. You have 2 timeouts. The entire Philadelphia defense is screaming inside zone. They knew what was coming. Jacobs had no chance, right? You have take a timeout. Get the play right. It's the biggest play of the entire game. Come on. But on the flip side, Sirianni can do that, man.
Yeah, he can.
And he got bailed out because the kick was missed, and Green Bay can never push it to overtime. What was he doing? There was a timeout taken, and he still decided to go for it.
Aikman was stunned. So was Buck. Thought for sure they'd just try him to draw him off sides and then punt. The Green Bay's playing the clock there. I mean, they just you punt it, they're not going to have enough time to do anything. And even when it's going to be so short, you can just set up a tent and set up camp at the 1-2 yard line, and you're going to down it.
Sure.
Or the guy's going to fair catch it at the 10 or whatever it's going to be. Or you could just tell him, bang it through kick it into the 10th row. You can do that too.
Yep.
But that was just stupid what he did. And you're exactly right, he got bailed out. But I was just, I couldn't believe what I was watching, that we have a 10-7 game here and all these concerns about the Green Bay offense now. So
And another thing, by the way, the cherry on top is that LaFleur's love affair with McManus, going back to him, when he's 3 of 9 this year outside the red zone.
They beat Carolina with the other kicker. Yes.
Oh, absolutely.
He doesn't miss a 40-yard field goal.
No, I totally agree with that.
Right.
And by the way, he has a 61-yarder banked already this year.
Yep.
Maybe that guy could have actually made it last night. I don't understand it, the whole thing.
Yeah, he's hurt. He's still playing hurt. He's got the groin issue, and he's still out there, and he's 3 for 9, as you said,
Sure.
outside of the red zone. How bad he's been. And the other guys hasn't missed in the 61-yarder, right?
Now, again, here's where they get a little bit lucky, too, is that they have to fight off some of these teams to stay in the playoff mix because the Niners are currently out of the playoffs, but they're 6-4. They're right on Green Bay's heels. And Chicago's schedule is an absolute meat grinder the rest of the way.
Yeah.
And the luck factor has to run out at some point here.
I agree.
Right? They have
the 7th easiest. Now they have the 4th toughest.
Yep.
And it's I think losses are coming there. And I also respect Shanahan and the Niners too much to say they're just not going to lose some of these games. How easy the schedule is coming
I
up.
would agree with that.
I think they beat Arizona. I think they can win 4 in a row. And they'll probably beat the Bears at home too.
That'd be a big one.
Yeah.
Obviously for playoff tiebreakers there.
Yeah. In the AFC, the Patriots and Colts are both 210. Denver's plus 425. The Bills are plus 750. You look at that Patriot schedule, and I think you say 14-3 is definitely in play.
It is.
13 wins would be, I think, a disappointment right now when you look at the Patriots schedule the rest of the way.
Oh, they are on a collision course with 14 wins.
Yeah.
They really are.
This is nuts.
I know.
But I also, about how crazy you should get to where it's awards and all this other stuff, because they're favored in 11 games. They won 4 games last year. The win total was 8.5, but yet they were favored in 11 games this year.
Right.
So winning 12-13, do you still give Vrabel and May the awards?
Well, they're getting better, too, so that
is true. That was a big win at Tampa as well. Get ready, Las Vegas. The Neon City Musical Festival is here. All ages celebration of music, food, and art. Great performances from Good Charlotte, Two Friends, Breaking Benjamin, and more. The festival without fences will bring you food, stunning 3D graphics on the vision screen, and jaw-dropping performances, all free, the 21st through the 23rd. An experience you don't want to miss. Book your stay downtown at Circa Las Vegas. Details at neoncityfestival.com, neoncityfestival.com.
College football bettor and handicapper Paul Stone on the program next. 4 of his best bets for the weekend. Strong opinion here on the Oklahoma-Alabama game. Find out who he likes next.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Time now for some best bets in college football for the weekend as we head out to the Progressive Guest Line. Professional bettor, longtime college football bettor and handicapper Paul Stone joins the program. You can follow him on X. He is at Paul Stone Sports. By the way, going to the Georgia-Texas game this weekend. What a trip that is, my friend. Good for you.
Yeah, looking forward to it. Got a buddy who's got access to a box there, and we're going to meet them, my wife Abby and I, and looking forward to going to a game at Sanford Stadium. I've been to quite a few stadiums throughout the country, but have never been to have been to Athens, but never to a game there. So really looking forward to it this weekend between the hedges.
Damn, that's awesome. So no bet for you on that game as of now, but the other big boy in the SEC, you do have a bet on. It's Oklahoma at Alabama. Right now, Bama laying about 6. Who do you like?
Yeah, I'll tell you, obviously, this Alabama team, since they stubbed their toe in the season opener, losing at Florida State 31-17, I mean, they have been on a mission. They played really well. They've won now, I guess it's up to 8 in a row. And, man, their quarterback, Ty Simpson, he has been an absolute marksman for most of the year, has a great receiving core, one of the best in the nation, led by Ryan Williams, Jeremy Bernard. And I tell you, he's also identified another weapon. Their tight end, Josh Cuevas, last week against LSU in that 20-9 victory over the Tigers. He continues to be more of an impactful player for the Tide. 4 catches for 58 yards. Just another guy that the defense has to account for on that Crimson Tide offense. Alabama obviously still squarely in the playoff hunt without question, and this is a big one. Oklahoma, you look on the other sideline this weekend. They're a team that also is in the playoff hunt, thanks in part to one of the nation's top defenses. But I think some, and I'm not saying a ton, they're still one of the nation. They're a top 10 defense, but maybe not as quite as good as we originally thought they were. Some of those statistics may be padded a little bit by the quality of offenses that they've been facing. Their last two games, a home loss to Ole Miss and a road victory over Tennessee, the Sooners have allowed a total of 61 points, 887 yards. So they've allowed almost 900 yards combined in their last two games. Their quarterback, I know you've talked about it with myself and with other guests, John Mateer. Hard to really know if he's back to 100% since having that right thumb surgery back in September. He did have a good game rushing the football and passing the football against Tennessee, but still hard to know whether he's operating at peak efficiency, so to speak. You know, Alabama's the more complete team here. They're also in a very favorable point spread role. They don't necessarily, these trends don't get you to the window automatically, but something to consider. Alabama 5-0 against the spread this season as a home favorite, 27-9-1 against the spread as a home favorite since the start of 2020. I like the Tide over the Sooners Saturday in Tuscaloosa.
All right. Good luck, my friend. You had a winner last week in the MAC. There are 3 MAC games tomorrow. How about Miami of Ohio catching 4 against a disappointing Toledo team?
You know, I actually made this line closer to pick, Pauly, and I'm a little bit perplexed, quite frankly, at Miami getting 4 points. You know, I've been looking all over the place, trying to see if there's any information out there regarding the quarterback for Miami, DeQuan Finn, maybe being dinged up or something like that. And I just don't find anything coming out of Oxford. So all systems seem to be go for DeQuan Finn, the Miami quarterback. But this is a Toledo team that has struggled, to put it mildly, as a road favorite, not only this season, but in recent seasons. This year, as a road favorite, they are 1-3 against the spread in 2025, and they're 3-14 against the spread as a road favorite since the start of the 2022 season. You look at the 3 losses, they're actually 0-3 against the spread this year, I should say, as a road favorite. They've not only failed to cover guys those 3 games on the road, they hadn't even won them. They've lost all 3 of their games when cast as a road favorite outright. They lost to Western Michigan 14-13 as a 14-point favorite, fell at Bowling Green 28-23 as a 10-point favorite, and then lost most recently in their most recent road loss at Washington State 28-7 as a 1.5-point favorite. So they have played very poorly on the road, to put it mildly. Getting back to DeQuan Finn, this game has huge significance for the 7th-year senior. Spent most of his career playing for the Toledo Rockets, actually appeared in 45 career games for the Rockets. So the guys he'll be facing on the opposite sideline, a lot of the coaches and even maybe a few of the players he certainly has relationships with. I know he wants to have a big game. He's a true dual threat guy, 1,451 passing yards this year, another 395 on the ground. I think DeQuan Finn comes up big, and as bad as Toledo's been on the road this year, Miami's been good at home, 3-1 straight up and against the spread on its home field this year. They have covered 4 of their past 5 games against the spread, all games considered there. So Miami of Ohio, currently part of a 4-way tie atop the MAC, also tied with Ohio, Buffalo, and Western Michigan. So this game's outcome will go a long way to determining the teams that ultimately participate in the MAC championship game in Detroit on December 6th. I think Miami of Ohio wins outright. Give me the Red Hawks +4 over the Rockets.
All right, follow the money here on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. Our guest, Paul Stone, he's on the Progressive Guest Line. I think the Memphis-East Carolina game has a little bit of a dream crusher written all over it for Memphis here, right? It was in front of them. If they went out, they're a playoff team. And now bad performance out of them last Friday night when they lost to Tulane. Now, East Carolina, 3 at a lot of books here in Las Vegas, but nationally, they're 2.5 with a little bit of juice here. What do you make of that number, Paul?
Yeah, I think dream crushers is a good term to use for it, Mitch. I think late in the year, as handicappers, we look for situations like this where one team's aspirations, their grand aspirations, have been taken away from them, and they really don't have as much to look forward to put it bluntly. You know, this time last week, Memphis was certainly the front runner for the group of 5 spot in the 12-team playoff, and here we are 1 week later, after they've been upset at home by Tulane, and they can almost certainly kiss those dreams goodbye. So I think this weekend's trip to East Carolina is going to be a very difficult one for the Tigers to recoup and reload. Then to complicate matters even further, their head coach, Ryan Silverfield, he's being linked to several prominent coaching vacancies. Insiders there in Fayetteville report him to be the leading candidate for Arkansas's head coaching job. I think that's accurate. Auburn has also expressed interest. So you got these players wondering if their head coach is even going to be back. I don't think he will be. So that just makes it even more difficult, I think, for Memphis. Meanwhile, East Carolina, they've gotten off to a nice 6-3 start. It's been a pretty quiet 6-3 start. 2 of those losses coming at the hands of Power 4 teams, NC State and BYU. The Pirates, they play fast. They average almost 81 plays a game, actually lead the country in plays per game. They're led by their quarterback, Caton Hauser, who's a transfer from Michigan State. He's thrown for 2,469 yards this year, completed 66.5% of his passes, almost 8 yards an attempt. The Pirates, at this point, they lack a signature win. Certainly, that would change with a victory Saturday over Memphis. Navy currently atop the American Conference standings at 5-1. East Carolina, part of a 4-way tie at 4-1 with South Florida, Tulane, and North Texas. Big game for East Carolina. Memphis has to be deflated. I like the Pirates -2.5 at slightly higher juice, or -3 if that's what you can get over Memphis.
90 seconds. Why do you like Cincinnati laying 6 against Arizona?
You know, these teams, Pauly, in their last outing, they had different outcomes. Arizona last week, a late 80-yard touchdown drive to defeat Kansas 24-20. Cincinnati actually had a bye this past week, but the week before that, they lost big on the road at Utah, 45-14, snapped their 7-game winning streak. The Bearcats now, they have had extra time to stew over their big loss. They've also had an off week that's allowed them to heal some of the bumps and bruises that are pretty much inevitable during the month of November. At 5-1 in Big 12 play, Cincinnati tied for second place with BYU, only a half game behind Texas Tech. Cincinnati hosts BYU next Saturday, November 22nd, so is still in control of its own destiny as far as qualifying for the Big 12 championship game and perhaps even a berth in the national playoff. Cincinnati against Utah in that loss, they had 427 yards, averaged 6.8 yards per play. So offense wasn't the problem. They had 3 turnovers, couldn't slow down Utah. I just think this is a Cincinnati team that's going to get it right. I think they're going to bounce back from that loss. Also, Arizona, 10 a.m. Mountain start. I like Cincinnati -6 over the Wildcats.
Keep it rolling, Paul. Enjoy the game between the hedges. We appreciate it as always.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it. Good luck.
There you go. Paul Stone on the Progressive Guest Line. We'll take you inside our pizzeria coming up next. Small bets will result in a massive payday coming up.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Hungry for a winner? Sometimes all you need is a slice.
You make this pizza?
We swap pepperoni for parlays and give you alternate lines instead of anchovies.
I'm telling you, this pizza idea is really gonna happen.
From our kitchen to your wallet, sweat with us and throw some pizza money on it.
Double meatball, pepperoni, sausage, peppers, onions, extra mozzarella.
Welcome to Mitch and Pauly's Pizzeria.
Mitch and Pauly's Pizzeria tip jar, sponsored by Mama's Pizza. Mama's Pizza, the only place where your pizza money always gets you a win. Check them out, mamaspizzas.net or the Mama's Pizza on Instagram. Javi, Cade Cunningham, MVP, 80-1. Thoughts?
Well, okay. I'm going to run down the list of guys at the very top of the board that he has to get by, all of them, to win this award.
Uh-huh.
Right now, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander at Circa is plus 180. Luka, what is he averaging? 37, 9.5, and 9?
Yeah.
He's 3-1.
Yeah.
Joker is plus 420. He's averaging a 25-point triple-double on the year.
Then the alien.
Wemby's 5-1. Giannis is plus 650, who's playing out of his mind.
Yeah.
So
They could win the division, though, and they could really rocket up the standings.
So
Like
I don't
a top
want to
3 seed.
I don't want to sit here and completely poo-poo it because I did bet Tyrese Maxey like after game number 1 this year at 250-1 to win the MVP. DraftKings offered players to make first team All-NBA. I would love to have a little Maxey in that market, but it's down now. That's the way I would approach Cade Cunningham as well. Maybe he could take first team All-NBA if you can find it, or I think maybe a more realistic option, Javi, take some Cade Cunningham 25-1 to win the NBA Cup MVP.
All right.
Or the Pistons to win the NBA Cup.
Very good. I like it. Peter from Canada. Who's your anchor, right? Remember, we do this on Tuesdays now during football. FTM@vsin.com or tweet at us. Who's your anchor? OKC to win the West? Buckeyes repeat? What's it going to be? He's planting his flag with Spain, World Cup winner.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Spain, Rams NFC, Buckeyes repeat, 276-1.
Damn.
Not bad.
Okay, well, if you like Spain that much, that's a good anchor, and then you can obviously do multiple things with that.
All right, Indiana Jet, bank famous. He's won Circus Survivor. Mendoza, the Indiana special. Mendoza, Heisman, Tucker DeVries, Wooden, 300-1 almost.
Wow, okay.
How about that?
Well, he's right there with Mendoza for sure.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
I know Indiana killed Marquette over the weekend in college hoops, so good start for them.
Christian in North Carolina. Bama wins it all. OKC repeats. Eagles, Ravens, Colts, Lions, Patriots division. I hate to say it, you're looking good. 333-1.
Oh,
I mean, the
man.
Ravens are a nice favorite now. So are the Colts. You got the Jacksonville loss. The Lions are now a $1.50 favorite. Eagles, it's over. They're minus 5,000. Pats are up to 280, 260 now. And I think if you ask me right now, I would say Alabama's going to play Ohio State in the title game.
Sure, I would not be. I mean, that's probably the most likely game that we're going to get for the title. And then, first of all, if the divisions get there, he can get creative with Alabama because Oklahoma City's at freight train again this year.
Yeah. Eric, Patriots Super Bowl, Notre Dame college football, 275-1. Well, the Irish win out. They're going to be in there. And
I think Notre Dame can win the whole thing.
Yeah,
they can win the whole thing. Here's the thing. Like,
I can't. Yeah, I can't get there. And I know they still might get the 1 or the 2 seed, but
that was it, Paul. That was a damn impressive win on Sunday.
Yeah.
And you're higher on Tampa Bay than I am.
Yep. Mike in Pennsylvania, I like this. Guns up. Texas Tech makes the college football semis. Texas Tech makes the Final Four in basketball, 18-1.
This could be the year of the Red Raiders.
That'd be awesome. That's not bad.
I can see that happening.
That's creative. Okay, Bill has got 2 cashed already. Vegas wins the division. Dodgers win the National League. It comes down to the Rams to win the NFC at 90-1. There we go. Extra meatballs there.
Well, of course, you can do whatever you want with that ticket now.
Good job. Jim Lemus on X. Same thing. Florida College Hoops, Dodgers World Series, Lions Super Bowl, 130-1. You got a shot, my friend.
Yeah, just let it breathe for a little while.
I think you'll win Sunday, too. You got a shot.
Sure, you can let it play out, get to the playoffs, just be patient here.
Now, wouldn't it be something, after what I've said about the guy and what some people have said about Dan Campbell, that now he comes in and he's the mastermind calling the plays?
That would be wild.
With the sheet, and he takes him to the Super Bowl after. That'd be awesome.
And you know that he's even going to ramp it up even more just to be off the charts nuts.
Yeah. Ryan in Indiana. Pistons division. I bet it today. Like it. UConn Final Four. South Florida makes the playoff. Chiefs division, 163-1.
Okay, that's not too crazy.
Yeah, that's not bad. USF has got it. Good opportunity.
Yeah, I mean,
I think they win out. They'll get it. Pistons division. Cavs struggling. UConn Final Four. Yeah, Chiefs go. Chiefs win Sunday. You're cooking.
I found a rogue number today on Detroit to win their division. I took 6-1, the Pistons.
Okay.
It has since moved at the book where I bet it at.
Kentucky wins it all. Seahawks win the NFC, 104-1. What do you think, Mr. Kentucky, from Daniel Good?
Well, I think Kentucky can absolutely win it all. And the Seahawks are arguably the best team in the NFL.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. And J. Tim. This is unique. Ohio State repeats. Cavs win the East. Chelsea top 2 in the Prem. Lions eliminated in the NFC title game. That's awesome. Where'd they get eliminated? That's up at DraftKings and FanDuel. 453-1.
damn, okay. Chelsea can do this, by the way. They can get in the top 2.
Oh, that thing's wide open.
After Arsenal.
After Arsenal.
Completely wide open
yes.
right now, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, look where Sunderland's at. That'll tell you.
Right.
Right? Very good. Tired of working for someone else? Become your own boss with a Mama's franchise. 2 new specialty pizzas, the Wicked Pig, the Bacon Cheeseburger as well, gluten-free and cauliflower crust. Thinking long-term value? Get that franchise. 817-870-2571. I love it. Garlic butter on the crust, the dough, the ingredients, the key to great food at Mama's Pizza, East Coast style. Pound of mozzarella on every large pie. Football fans and World Cup fans, there's a location right by Jerry's World. MamasPizzas.net, the Mama's Pizza on Instagram, 817-870-2571. Mama's Pizza.
I'll bring this up as some NBA news because of J. Tim's bet there with the Cavs to win the Eastern Conference. So the Cavaliers are getting the Heat again tomorrow after that game. By the way, so that closed around 247.5, 248, right?
Yeah.
It did fly over in regulation before it went to overtime. Already, we know that for tomorrow's game, there is no Donovan Mitchell, there is no Evan Mobley, and there is no Darius Garland.
Oh.
All 3 of those players have already been ruled out.
It was a good job by Spoelstra, but how do you allow that to happen with the play? The alley-oop walk-off
Oh,
dunk
my God, he's open by
I know.
There's not anybody within 10 feet of them.
Yeah, that can't happen. You got to put the big guys at the rim.
Mm-hmm.
And if they hit the Bane shot, how about that? First time in 40 years, buzzer beater, same state, 2 different ones?
That's right.
Because what Bane did?
Yep. Okay, so could you make the Pistons to win their division a cross-sport parlay leg? Maybe the Cavaliers, they're ruling guys out. Maybe they don't care about the, they don't really care about the 1 seed, 65 wins, any of it.
Been a disappointment, I know.
You have that. How many guys can truly win the NFL MVP right now? Sunday's massive for Stafford/Darnold.
Right. God, I hate to say that. They can't give it to Mahomes. They'd have to win out.
I don't think they can give it to Mahomes. And Josh Allen right now,
no.
Give me a break.
May, Stafford, Taylor, Darnold. I think that's the... Well, Tampa would have to run the table too, Baker.
I think Stafford is going to be the guy.
But Tampa plays the Rams.
No, I know. He's playing at it.
Yeah. Well, but your comeback is Baker didn't have his weapons.
Yeah, okay. Okay, so we'll cross that one off because awards, again, are very difficult because it's people voting and we're not playing them out on the field or the court. Oklahoma City to win the West has to be an anchor, in my opinion.
You're right.
This is more of a question than a statement. Ohio State to repeat, like some submitted earlier today for the Pizzeria. Is like Sain's going to win the Heisman, I guess, as a freshman. 80% completion percentage, 24-4 touchdown to INT. That defense is, oh my God, is it good?
Did you hear the broadcast, what they said? That they are playing slow because they're expecting an 18-game schedule and to treat it like if you take your time and play so slow, we can treat it like a bye or a couple buys.
They don't want the attrition to catch up with them?
Because they're going to play so many games. That was interesting.
It's a good philosophy.
It's also good from an under standpoint, too. But that's, I don't have a problem with that. It appears there's a separation between the Buckeyes and everyone else.
I don't think I'd get involved with anybody in the NBA's Eastern Conference. That, to me, that bad boy is way too wide open. I'm talking about cross-sport parlay legs now.
Yeah. Is there anything with hockey? Can't get there either, too. I don't know. I thought maybe Colorado would win the division. See what they did to Edmonton the other night?
9-1?
Oh, my God.
Maybe Colorado division. Colorado
Knicks.
West. Colorado to win the West.
Colorado West. Okay. OKC. Knicks division. Throw something else in. Not bad.
All right. We're going to get to tonight's NBA card. Red hot player props as well as Nico Harrison got the axe earlier today.